So
that help? Man, I thought I had a great start to the show. Let's see. Frickin' bink bonks. Okay, so that was a great start to a show that really didn't come through. That is just a horrible start to the show. Man, I am so glad that you all were here to see that happen. I probably didn't even get the intro. Okay, I'm gonna try that. Let's do a little restart, shall we? I'm not gonna play the song again, because that's a lot of that. But I am going to try and redo the show from here. Let's try that, right? Because I thought I had some great content at the start. So let's go ahead and do that. And you all are fantastic for putting up with me. This week on the show, we're featuring Iolite. 14 jokes. New coins under the microscope. Another 1-minute game of chess. And I hope you're excited, because that would help things a lot. Okay, and then so this is where I play the song, and it's like doo 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 doo, and there's tunes. And then after that, I try to read one of my best jokes of the week. Count Dracula is remaking his image. He's calling himself a revampire. Let's start the show. And that's when I start the video. Like that. So that's how that works. That's the start to the show. And then I was like, look at all these great people. Christina and Sun Ghost Squad was first. Lizard King, I was talking about your video. We need to watch your video. You got a video of a rock that is fantastic. I was like, Jetta Joe, I haven't seen you in forever. What have you been up to for so long? I made some jokes that were so stupid they shouldn't even be repeated, and I also don't remember them. And then I was like, Honest Gas made it. And then I started carrying on and on about Honest Gas and the way he's got this like keyblade, which is a really confusing word, but actually it's just a sword that you use as a key to open a giant lock. And so then I started talking about, Honest, are you gonna make the keyblade like, you know, this giant key sword? Are you gonna make a, you go all out, are you gonna make a key you know, a ring and then a key chain? And the keychain could be a shield for the sword key. And that's where I lost the stone. Yep, totally lost the stone right there. Just blam. I think it just stuck down in there, but sometimes they fly across the room. Sometimes I don't find them for a while. But I did find this one. I wound up putting it on a dop, and we're going to stick it on the faceter. And that's going to be faceter we'll make that a word. Faceter-antastic. So, we also had other fantastic people that I am so happy to see. Leprechaun TV came by. Man, I was on Leprechaun TV's channel over on New Year's. We had a fun little hangout there. I got to meet STD podcast, except it's not it's like Square Table Degenerates podcast. But it's very interesting guy, very talkative, very professional, and I think he's got his eyes in the sky. So it was a fun chat. And Leprechaun TV, I didn't know. I thought Leprechaun TV was a brew channel. He cooks. He makes cooking channel. He makes all kinds of videos. It's just general Leprechaun TV. And dude, we had some great chats. And then that was like right before we went and played that great. That happens sometimes. That's called welcome to working with your own materials. And so I wound up fixing that light, and I also set up the faceter, and we moved on to this video. And I want to say this video is excessively long, so we aren't even going to play it all. But I do have a wrap up for the other side of the Iolite that you see up in the corner. That is 11 minutes and 50 seconds long. 50 firsts, 50 seconds, that kind of stuff. So, we also had, Ron Weasley made it. Okay, it's not even a complete show until Ron comes by. That's awesome, man. Ron, hey, dude, Ron, okay, so it's getting really cold, man. Did you get your broccoli done in time? I mean, I know you said you had some. Can you actually grow broccoli this time of year? That's a kind of a cold weather vegetable, right? Because it grows in the springtime. I was looking at faceters. Looks like I'll only need 500 or so to get started. Well, that depends. Because when you look at like some of the faceters that I've seen that are like $280, $300, they don't have a stop on the jam peg, and they don't have an angle stop. But I mean, you can get started. It's just, it seems like using a dop you can get a little closer. But yeah, actually, I mean, definitely, I don't want to shoot down any dreams, but like every time I look at those, I'm like, that would not work. But I have seen people complain about them not really doing the table work itself. But I mean, I had to get a table dop for this one itself. Something about like you can't really do a 90 degrees on the girdle. You have to do like a 49 or 48 degrees on the girdle, because it won't go down to an even edge. But I don't know. I mean, yeah, it would definitely get you started. And actually, if you want to get started for even less, then you could get that. See that orange thing? That was, I want to say that was like $38.99. And then the disc, not that 50K right there, but the discs that I use to do most of the grinding, the ones that you see me change out on the hand grinder, those are about $11. So I would say you could get started for like $80 probably. For all, like if you bought some sandpaper to go with it, and then, you know, the price of the stones too. I mean, even just to buy a couple of stones to start with. Oh yeah, dude, anybody can cut some gems. I mean, it's an art that takes a lifetime to perfect, but you can get started today. So if you're interested, there's nothing to stop you from doing the research. I mean, that's free. We're on the internet. You can look it up, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I mean, that's why I'm here, and that's why I appreciate you guys coming by, so I can chat with you. So, oh wow, Crystal Shaman made it. Hey, Crystal, it's good to see you. Wow, yeah, I was on talking to Crystal Shaman a little bit. So, Crystal, I have some gems. Are there any gems in particular that you'd like to see? Because I'll show you gems on the microscope. I have some Iolite planned for the microscope portion of the program, and we're going to get to that shortly because I'm pretty low on video. But I'll show you a couple pieces that I'm having trouble getting through. But if there's any gems in particular, we can include those in the microscope portion and take a look at that. Yeah, I'll show you a couple of different ones that I'm in the middle of processing, and you can kind of see it coming along. That'll be good for the Iolite portion of the show. Ah, the intricacies of production. If only I had that, you know, double backed up. Actually, I probably should have tested the microphone before the show. I'll have to make a note of that. Hey! Good to see you, Crystal Shaman. Look at that. I got the water bowl tilted down. I was thinking about actually putting a spring on the bottom of the water bowl, and then I can hold it down. And then I might put like a hook that I can bring up and then hold it down when I want to. And then that way I would just push it down and do the thing, and then I could lift up and it would catch more of the spray. I don't know if you can notice on the orange thing there's a line of white spray. Yep. I want to reduce that, you know, because it's not just, it's like a big and then over the edge. And actually it's not the water, it's the minerals that can be hard on the metal. It depends on what gem you cut. For the most part it's okay, but you know, you want something that's not going to react with it poorly. Hey, Stony Baker MD, Stony Baker Mad Dabber. I did not say it this time. Where is Mr. Sparks-a-Lot? I miss Mr. Sparks-a-Lot. I need another Mr. Sparks-a-Lot shirt. Actually, what I want to get is the Mr. Sparks-a-Lot hat, shirt, and mug combo, and then I can be Mr. Sparks-a-Lot. Cause he's not here. Where is Mr. We gotta have Mr. Sparks-a-Lot without Mr. Sparks-a-Lot. Oh, loaded me up. Tanzanite, turquoise, and blue topaz. I love all gems, rocks, and crystals. They are all divine. Okay, so Tanzanite. You know, the only Tanzanite I have is mostly the opaque Tanzanite. Let's see. Blue topaz. I have some blue topaz that we need to get into. Most of my topaz is white blue topaz, and I do have some like yellow imperial clear topaz. He's MIA. Oh yeah, I've seen him a couple of times on Instagram. It's good to see him though. You know, in the secret garden. Bloomed every day. Who said that? That was C.S. Lewis. In the secret garden, bloomed and bloomed with miracles every day. MIA. He is, yeah, he's in his milk. Stony and his milk, right. Something like that. Like when you tell a joke, oh, Stony in your milk. Hey, I got 14 jokes, and I got a couple of decent ones, I think. We'll get to that pretty quick. Actually, we need to get into the microscope portion. I thought I could whip out some Tanzanite, but I don't have any sitting in the cut box at the moment. I'm gonna have to grab some at the lab. So, next time I'm at the lab, but I do have some turquoise that I was showing over on Leprechaun TV's channel. All Tanzanite and topaz are beautiful. And the topaz, yeah, I'll show you a topaz. I'll show you one of my Favo topaz. I call it Penny, because it kind of looks like a Super Mario Brothers penny. And then we're going to whip out the microscope. But here is one of my favorite topazes. See the bar in the middle? It kind of looks like a Super Mario Brothers penny. It looks better on a camera that it doesn't have fixed focus. But this is my little topaz, and this is a custom shape. Did it myself. I like how it flickers like that. It's got some good flair. And there's not a lot of facets. There's four. And so there's 9 facets plus the girdle. Very simple stone. Very functional. So let's go ahead and whip out the microscope, right? Okay, there's that. I'll also show you this rhodolite I got dopped up because it's about halfway done. I got it switched over. I just need to finish the girdle portions. Tanzanite. Tanzanitian devil. Yeah, they'll swip around, man. You think the Tasmanian devils will really eat? Yeah, these ones eat Tasmanian devils like they're Bugs Bunnies. Can sort of see it. Oh yeah, well, it's a fixed focus camera. Thanks, Jetta Joe. You're so sweet. How Super Mario Brothers penny so I can judge for myself. Oh, Stony. Super Mario Brothers. Okay, so I will actually. Let's see if we can do that. We'll skip over to the ruby seed and fire up the microscope cam. Switch over to here. Desktop. Intro. And the camera. On the camera, baby, yeah. That's a piece of rhodolite. Oh, I can't really get into it, and it's got some dust on it. And the renderer gave out. So let's switch the renderer, like we always do every week. But anyway, see, it's got that little nip on the side. That's what we're going to cut into next, is about that to finish out the rest of the top of this. Oh, we got the girdle cut on it, right? And then it's got this little nip on the corner there that I don't like. So we're going to deal with that. Let's see if I can show you. There's a little bit of the redness in that rhodolite. Yeah. Let me bust the camera off here so I can show you. Says I can show you. See? Nice and red. It's gonna be a beautiful piece. Got to get all those cracks nipped up. But that's all right. See that big deep chip over? Gee whiz, that thing's huge. And so it's gonna have, you know, some pretty big face facets on it, but that's all right. We like face facets. They look good. They add character. It's a lovely piece of rhodolite. Oh no, what happened? Did it give out on me? I think it did. Uh-oh, did I... Okay, so let's try this, because it seems to be bugging out on me. $40 and we got 6 months out of it? I don't know about that. So this is Penny. Nice bubbly piece of topaz. But it's got that bar on it, right? It's kind of it's loosely based. Stony Baker made loosely based. But there's the thickness of it. And it's got a couple of inclusions. It's alright. Shows that it's real. It's a character gem. It's not perfect, but this one is all done by hand. No faceter involved. One of my favorite topazes. I even named it. So that is the Super Mario Brothers gem. That is Penny. So let's see if I can find a picture of a Super Mario Brothers penny. Let's see. Super Mario coin. Do. I'm gonna show ya the Super Mario coin if I can figure it out. We'll go plus image, browser, media source, window capture, Chrome, add, let's pick Super Mario coin. That's that. So anyway, Yeah, Stony, I was talking about the square one up in the corner, but pretty much they all pretty much map out the Super Mario coinliness. And based on that bar in the middle, that, you know, a penny. It's a 1. I call it penny. It's kind of a neat gem. And I want to say I have a video of me shaping that so you can see what it started out as. But anyway, that's basically. Let's make sure I got the. No, that's gonna come up as. So let's remove that so it doesn't get in the way, because I will click on that. Okay, so we're gonna go to chess.com. But we're not going to do that yet, because first, before we do that, I am going to actually I am going to show you all a video, but well, first we got to do the Iolite. Getting ahead of myself. Quality of the show, stick to the discussion topics. So this piece of Iolite, but I've got something coming up that I want to show you guys. That is really, it's really cool. It has to do with my salsa. And also, you guys remember me mentioning that Zoom diner thing? That, like, where some comedians write jokes, and then you can, like, sit there, and it's kind of like going to a bar, but it's all on a Zoom call. There's, like, another one of those, and I'm going to show you about that, because that's pretty cool. I think it's coming up in a week or so, like in this next week. But anyway, if you notice, it's got this, like, big cloudy spot over here on the side. And so I'm not sure what to do with that, right? And it looks like it comes from this. And then this piece here is kind of like thin. But this thing is so big. It's so wide. Oh, hey! Jamie made it! Can't stay much left. Oh, Jamie's so sweet. Thank you for making it to the show. You're fantastic. I'm so glad you got to make it. Have a great evening at work, and if I had any funnier jokes, I would have sent them to you. I don't have much this week. Let's see. What was the joke I used at the start of the show? Count Dracula is remaking his image, and he's calling himself a revampire. I think this is a better one. It's what do you call shoes with no arch support? An arch nemesis. That's right. This is terrifying. But anyway, this thing has such... Jamie, it's so good to see. I'm glad you could make it. This thing is like so open in the middle. I'm friggin' gonna forget. I'm gonna forget to show you like 3 things. We gotta show you Lizard's video. I gotta stick to the structure of the show. It's like I got Lizard. Okay, I even had it organized. That's why I wrote it down. Okay, this is what we got. We got this Two Non-Doctors video, which relates to the salsa. They were so awesome. They talked about the salsa. That's fantastic. Good thing I wrote these down, right? We got, I got shout out to Apex, Apex Gems. I keep calling him Apex, but it's Apex Gems, and Lizard's video, and the Zoom Diner, and Jones 10 Thingers. So I'm actually going to write that down because I'll forget that too. Okay, Zoom Diner. There we go. Because I didn't want to forget that one. But first, we got to finish the microscope portion, because that's where we show how the Iolite is. This, I kind of wish I could really get it to show how see-through-y it is. I'm going to poke a flashlight under it so you can see that. Because I'm kind of trailing off. And I can do better than that. See how open that is on the inside? That's very, very clean material in there. So I think I'm going to try and sandwich it. You know? I'm just going to kind of ground out the one side. And then, let's see, I've got... Like, this isn't quite as clear. This one has a bunch of cracks in it. See the cracks over here that kind of run down the length of it? And it's got some blue to it, but it's really, really cloudy. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that one, but it's a nice chunky piece. I mean, it's pretty much done, but it's not, because... Oh, that was another thing. When I was on Leprechaun TV's channel and I was talking to STD Productions, I was talking to him about obsidian, and I don't want to gross you guys out. So if you're grossed out by wounds and stuff, which I am personally, but I figured I should show you, obsidian can be dangerous. So I'm going to show you under the microscope how I reached for, and here's your warning. I'm going to show you this. I reached for a piece of obsidian and I cut myself, and it filleted the skin. It filleted that, and it was effortless. It was like shloop, and I'm like, ah. So let me. It's probably not going to be a very good picture, but welcome to the gemstone portion of the show, where we have classy, high quality things like medicine and chess, and that's a knuckle hair, and that is my filleted skin. Just flink right on down there. That thing just like that fast, and I was like, did it even cut me? Sure enough, it did. Cut it right down on in there. Man. So that obsidian could actually be wielded. It made me think that you could wield that in battle pretty easily, and it would help. Okay, so here's a piece that I don't know what to do with because of the rainbows. But look at all the little sparkles in there, and it's got some blue to it. And to get rid of these cracks and stuff, I don't want to get down. I'm going to actually probably lose this bubble up here. I don't know. But it's a nice piece, so I'm kind of wondering what I'm going to do with it next. Anyway, let's show you a piece of turquoise, Crystal Shaman. So here's a piece of turquoise, and I'll talk real quick about it. The cracks, you might notice, are rather prevalent. So the deeper you go, the farther they could get bigger or smaller. And the idea with turquoise is to try and find an even color that's not dirty and doesn't have cracks in it. Let's see if I can get it to show how the color's uneven sometimes. So notice how it's got more color in the middle than on the sides. So trying to find an even piece of color, and that's probably one of the better pieces. Here's a piece that doesn't have a lot of cracks, but it doesn't have great color. And then this one's got specks all over it. So you get grinding down in there, and you might find that the cracks disappear, but maybe not. So you got to find a nice plane. That's the idea. And so they tumble them up into these stones. And let's see if I can show you on the camera. On the camera, baby, yeah. Okay, so those are those. And then I got to get caught up in the chats. But we also got, and I'm going to tell you Jones 10 commandments on the joke portion of the program. Now we got Chrome. Nice. Well done. But let's see. First, we're going to find Lizard's video. And actually, I can resize that, right? Yeah, let's resize that. That's not what I was talking about. I resized that. I wasn't talking about the camera. I resized that. What was that, a week ago when I made that video? Nope, that's there. This is here. We'll do that with it so that I can... Nope, can't access it. Maybe I can put it there. Okay, let's move this up here. Bink. This way I can show you guys the video that Lizard made. Okay, can I put it maybe here? Okay, hold on, I'm going to try and find the video. Okay, there, YouTube, and there he is. Okay, so where is the stone video? 11 hours ago, well dang. 3 days ago. Dude, how did I miss all the... Okay, there we go. Yeah. How did I miss all your... Oh, I know, because I haven't been logged into my account. That's why I've been missing everybody's stuff. I haven't been logged into my account. I've been logged into the YouTube administrator account. I'm undergoing some major changes with the church website, and so I've been trying to deal with the administrative roles that relate to both St. John's and St. Mary's, and now St. Anne's, because we got St. Anne's Church under the parish website as well. Prayers to Jim Manley. He had a heart attack. That's unfortunate. He helps with St. Anne's website, so I hope he is able to heal up. Let's see. Nope. Moving that more. Okay. There we go. We'll just move it down over this guy. Yeah. That works. And then we'll move that up there. Okay. Are you ready? Let's give it a watch. Because I actually saw... This is a piece of polished malachite. Tumbled and then polished. Yeah. Based on the banding, it's definitely malachite. It's got light green copper and dark green copper. Has to do with the differences in the amount of oxygen. But it's definitely copper rich. It's got a nice polish on it too. Another thing you'll want to look for in a polished tumbled stone like that are pits. Because they'll polish and tumble it and it'll still have a pit on one part. If you've got one that doesn't have any pits, that's a good solid piece. Oh, yep, I see a couple of pits on it. But you could actually, based on what I see, you could probably polish those out, Lizard. Yeah, you could probably polish those pits out and you'd be just fine. So, let's see. Boom. Blam. Turquoise beauties. Jetta, good night. Good night, Jetta. It was great seeing you, Jetta Joe. Glad you could make it. Hey, I'm glad you were here too, Crystal. That's fantastic. I'm glad you could see some of the stones, and I'd love to show you more stones. I get a little bit... Ow, my boo-boo. Yep, that happened. Obsidian is super sharp. Oh, Crystal, I thought it was sharp, but man, was that sharp, because it was one of those where I was like, did I get cut? And I did. I actually got cut, and I'm like, whoa. So, and I think I probably shouldn't have showed that on camera because it was like, ouch. But actually, it's kind of a PSA, and sort of documented in time and history. Okay, malachite is it is fabulous. Okay, let's get back to where I can show the show, so we can be showing the show that we're showing. What was I trying to be showing? The show? Yo, there's me. All right. Hey, Colette made it. Good evening, Colette. Are you saying goodnight, Colette, or are you saying goodnight to Jetta? Put your hand behind. Okay, genius. There you go. There we go. See, that's what happens with the faceter. I thought that I would have a few more relevant shots with the faceter instead of just showing you a bunch of the same stuff. And lo and behold, I did actually go through that entire 27-minute video. Man, I can really carry on sometimes, can't I? So we're gonna I showed you. Let's check these off as I go along. Cheers to Lizard for making the video. Thanks, man. And I can't wait for you to make another video of another stone you got, dude. And by the way, if you polish that out, you could do that all with sandpaper. I mean, if you start with 220, you can put some deep scratches, and you'll be like, and then you'll be going a little more, and you'll be like, well, at least I got it out of there. And then you take the 400 and you smooth it over, and you'll be like, alright, this is turning out. And then you get to the 1000 and you'll be like, alright, okay. Then you get to the 2000, smooth as can be. You can finish it off with a 3000 grit Trizac if you wanted to, but probably won't make that much of a difference. Let's roll the last 10-minute video I have, and that's all I got, and then we can tell some jokes and get out of here. Get out! Okay, that's okay, that's not the right video. Where's the right video? I thought that was the other video. Thought I was showing the other side of the Iolite. Is that it? Maybe I don't have the other side of the Iolite. Or maybe it's in here. Welcome to quality production that we call Gemin Out with Jacob. And we're going to play a little bit of chess. But first, I got a couple other things that I want to show you on the internet side of things. Mahogany malachite. So I'm going to open Twitter. So I told you guys before about all the comedians and stuff I've been trying to touch base with and all that on like Twitter and stuff. And so a couple of them do a show. It's a podcast, but it's also kind of a show. They do it on YouTube. It's called Two Non-Doctors. And it's funny that like that's pretty much what's going on. It's awesome. It's funny. That's why I check it out. And I like supporting what they do. So I sent them some gems, and well, like they let me be on their podcast, and I talked about the salsa and stuff, right? So I'm talking about the salsa, and the one gal is named Maria Shahada, and she's over in London. So she's like, ooh, yum, raspberry salsa. And so I was like, well, if I'm sending some gems, we'll send some salsa, because she seemed real excited about it. And then on the other side, I'm like, well, Maria's getting the salsa, and Liz is the other comedian. Her name's Liz Melee, and she's in New York. So, you know, they're getting, I'm going to make them the same package, except with different gems, because they picked out different colors. So I'm going to send them these packages, right? And they're both getting salsa, but mostly the salsa's for Maria. And then Liz is like, she's talking about she has like a lunchbox collection, and it's got like, you know, like she has lots of other boxes. She talked about how she lined some of them with felt, and I was like, I've done that before. So I thought I could whip out some other boxes, and I did, and we got one that's on the way to Colette. Oh, shoot, she's here. Hey, Colette, we don't know anything about anything. How you doing? Forgot she was here. I love Colette. She's great. So anyway, we're sending some boxes out, and I sent these treasure boxes out, and so it was like this nice round set of 2 matching packages. And so I made up these packages and I sent them to their P.O. box, which it's their business box, and so it's in America. And so the gal who I sent the salsa for, mostly, I mean it's for both of them, you know, but she was more excited about the salsa. She's in London, and apparently they can't get homemade food goods sent over there yet. And so I'm going to kind of show you what's going on with that. And then I'm gonna show you about the Zoom Diner thing. So here is these wonderful gals talking about my salsa. If I can actually get it to play. Right? Now we'll just let that roll while I figure this out, because I can figure it out sometimes. And you might have already seen the video, but anyway, here is these lovely people complimenting my salsa. And but like Bumpy Road talked about my salsa, and Craft Beer Pours, and they like I can't express how much I appreciate the compliments on the salsa, because you know, the salsa, I make it for myself. I've always wanted to make salsa. Turns out salsa, you can't just chop it up. You got to cook it for it to be salsa. But it ain't that hard, you know. You cook it up, you add a little bit of salt, a little bit of vinegar, and you got yourself some salsa. You want to spice it up if you want to? Okay. But basically, I make it for myself, and then I have so much because I just take whatever I have and whoosh, why not cook it all up, right? Well, it takes longer. But anyway, I have it, and then it lasts a while, but you know what lasts longer? Is the kind words and compliments that people give me. And man, I just really appreciate it. So I wanted to give these girls a shout out for giving me a shout out, for giving them a shout out, for giving me a shout out, for giving them a shout out. So let's go ahead, and I can manage to do this. cheers. Thanks for the lovely words. This is funny, and it's also tragic because, I'll just play it.
If you don't remember, he was like showing us gems. He sent us gems that he made for us. He sent us salsa. He sent us oh crap, I would get up.
So he because he cuts gems, he uses the gem mineral dust for plant food, and with that plant food, like he or with the plants that he grows with the plant food, he makes the salsa, which he then sent to our PO box, which is Liz.
Yeah.
For that.
It's incredible. Like, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I know you're so mad at me.
I hate you so much. You're just like, well, it looks like I can't send homemade goods overseas, homemade food. You're eating my salsa, aren't you?
Salsa. So I'm not even a salt. First of all, everybody knows I'm not even like a
huge
foodie
salsa
person.
fan.
I know, and I don't even care about salsa. But like I was cooking with my roommate yesterday, and I was like, oh, I'm kind of hungry, and this is gonna take like 45 minutes. So I like took out the chips. I was struggling to open the salsa because it's like sealed and stuff, and then I'm eating it, and as I'm eating it, like, you know, when you have like full awareness where you like, it's like, I remember once we got these cannolis after a gig, me and my friend Jim, and we were both talking, and then out of nowhere we just stopped talking because it was like, we just need to focus on how good these cannolis are. Like it was just like two fat kids that were like, shh, I just need to focus. This is amazing. Yeah. And that's almost how I felt. I was like talking to John, I was cooking, I was eating the salsa, and I was like, shut the fuck up. I was like, this is so good. And it's this like raspberry salsa. I'm very, and he doesn't even sell it. That's the horrible part, is I was like looking at his website and stuff like that. And he sells his plant food. Go buy his plant food. But he doesn't sell, he calls it friendship salsa. And I'm like, now we have to be best friends, Jacob, because I'm addicted. But go to his website, JacobLeeDowney, DOWNEY.com. I'll write it down. He was a fan of ours, but now I'm a fan back. See what you did there?
Yeah. Well, Jacob, I don't know, but it's great.
I don't trust Liz anyway. It's
no,
really
I'm sure
good.
It was delicious. I trust that you loved it. I just, I didn't get to try it or anything because I'm all the way in fucking London.
Yeah, and that's your choice. And this is like
This is your ultimate revenge for me leaving you.
It's like these little baby moments that just show that you shouldn't have left me. Yeah, and I'm glad it could do. I'm glad Jacob could help me with that. Thank you, buddy. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, apparently I need to start selling the salsa. So, that's a thing. But the problem with selling the salsa is that I then wind up having I'm a food sales place, and then I have to, it comes from the farm, so I'd have to grow the farm, and then then we start getting into, I don't know about all the other like things that like we could outsource, and then we're just another salsa maker, and then we're mass producing, etc., 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 and so forth. I do not recommend digesting the gem dust itself, because it's hard to say what the shards could do in your system, so I wouldn't recommend it at all. Some people do actually drink crystal elixirs, but it's not designed for human consumption. It's designed for your plants, and then you grow the plants, and then the salsa. So let's go. So the one gal with the curly hair, Maria Shahada, she's sweet. She does stand up over in London. She's got a special coming out. The other gal, Liz Melee, she's got some specials and stuff, and she is actually hosting that Zoom diner, which is what I was trying to find when I was trying to get ready for the video. So let's see if I can find when the next Zoom diner is, right? Zoom diner? Maybe I can just like search Zoom. Nothing. Okay, so maybe it's not gonna happen. Alright, I thought there was a Zoom diner thing coming up. Zoom Diner, December 28th, something like that, that. Or maybe it's not gonna happen, or maybe it's full. Maybe it's already full up. January 7th. That's the next Zoom Diner. Okay, so that's in a couple days. But anyway, I thought that that would be fun. And so I am actually planning on being there if I can. And so if you guys go there, we could all hang out there together at a place where comedians are like talking and we can chat, like, you know, typity chat and stuff with each other. So that would be fun, right? So anyway, shout out to those funny two non-doctors that have been so sweet and complimented my salsa, and I really appreciate that. So that was cool. I am so glad that we took the time to hang out. And that reminds me, I've got some other gems coming up. We've got Peridot and some Rhodolite, which actually we showed on the microscope portion of the program. We've got, okay, we did the Zoom Diner 2 non. I was going to show you Apex. Okay, so I showed Apex gems. I never try to miss Benny Loco Jacob, because he's early enough for me still to go to bed, but late enough for me to be out of work. Oh, yeah. Christina, I'm trying to nail it down. I was within 30 minutes last week. I was within 30 seconds this week. Next week, we're going to get in within 30 micro nano time units. We're going to be even closer and probably early on time next week. So that way I can, you know, actually I was thinking if I could go live and play the song for like 5 minutes before the show starts, then that would give people like plenty of time to come in. But if you're looking to catch the show right at the start instead of, you know, 5 minutes of music and intro, then we could actually like adjust the show, and then I think that would really be the way to hit the mark. I know an old guy that makes salsa in his basement. Oh, is it me? Actually, I don't make it in his basement, but, well, I suppose. And actually, Dick, the definition of salsa is pretty wide. I found out that, like, I always thought, like, pico de gallo was salsa. And then I was like, oh, okay, so that, you know, that's just chopped up vegetables. Salsa is the cooked stuff. But then, come to find out, pico de gallo is a type of salsa. And if you slam it against the wall, pico de gallo is like a fresh, crunchy salad, and salsa is like tomato soup. But actually, the salad is a type of tomato soup. But yeah, it would be like if saying a salad is a type of soup. It's really weird. Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm getting there, man. I am so getting there. I hope he shares it with you. Yeah, that would be cool, as long as it's good. You know, you want good salsa. I finally remember that Jacob is on Sunday. Benny, it's good to see you. Benny and her donuts. So fantastic. Benny's so great. Catch you if the notifications work. Benny, I gotta be honest, I bet the notifications would work if I was more responsible on my end. If I went live at the time I said I was gonna go live, then the notifications would probably work a lot better. But the server is all confused. It's like, wait, are you live now? No, wait, now? No, not now. Now? Wait, live? Which reminds me, we're about ready for... Oh, I gotta show you Apex, okay. So, actually, I wanted to make sure that I showed a shout out to Apex Gems for the compliment. Let's see, YouTube? Nope, it's just coming up with Apex Legends. Okay, so I'm actually going to have to take the time to find Apex and give you a shout out next week. Because Apex has inspired me to be more professional, and I have inspired Apex to make his own custom gems. But we're going to get to that next week, because right now it's time for us to get to that part of the show that I suggest you warn yourself to tell all your friends to avoid, and tell all your enemies to join us for. the joke portion of the program. Let's see what I got this week. Okay, there's a couple of jokes, a couple of not jokes. Always starts out pretty rough because I gotta try and grab whatever I come to early in the week. How do you legislate for Christmas? With a Santa Claus. What did the captain ride around in with his buddies? A friendship. What do you say when someone asks you if you want to go to a fancy party? Abso-highfalutinly. No. 2020 is a new decade, but this year was a 0. It's alright, because this year is going to be number 1. We're going to make it that way. I need a grant to help with the show. I need more than a grant. I need a couple Benjamins. What do you call a... Wait. That's just a note. It says Papa Bowl. So what do you call a bowl that pops soap? Papa Bowl. Papa Bowl. Yeah, pop bubble. Really bad. Should I skip the charity ads? On YouTube, there's advertisements for charities, but it's like, so because, okay, let me lay this out for you. So the charity ad's playing, right? If I skip the charity ad, the charity doesn't have to pay for the ad, so they get more money. But if I don't skip the charity ad, then the YouTuber I support gets the revenue money. So should you skip the charity ads? What do you call a pair of shoes with no arch support? An arch nemesis. Why did the biscuit ask for top billing? He was the lead role. I was gonna make a video about how to trim your thumbnail, but I couldn't decide on the thumbnail. What do you call a bite mark on your bottom? A doohickey. I don't even know what that means. I saw a priest blowing smoke rings. I said, holy smokes. Because they had holes in the... The internet is a place for people with multiple personalities, so they can each have a profile. What do you wear with a hand-me-down suit? A family tie. Almost done. Why is this the time of our lives? 'Cause it's hours. 'Cause it's minutes and hours. Who helps prepare the food for the animals? The zoo chef. 'Cause the sous chef and the zoo chef. Yeah, totally. Almost done. Last one, I think. Yep, definitely the last one, and it's probably my favorite. Count Dracula is remaking his image. He's calling himself a revampire. Especially after this week's joke portion of the program. And that actually pretty much wraps up all I have for this week's show, except there's one other thing that I gotta make sure I show you. This is something that Joni Rotten came up with that I just thought was hilarious. It's an updated version of the 10 Commandments. And she says, I am the Lord thy God. Now, thou shalt make idols in our likenesses. We really like that. Thou shalt not swear or use inappropriate content. Sabbath? LOL. Get back to work, slave. Honor your handlers and controllers. Thou shalt not joke. Well, I guess we better stop this. You shall remain loyal to me at all times. Thou wallets will be open. Thou shalt tattle on thy neighbor. Download the app now. And thou shalt not covet what I have. You are lucky there's air for your lungs. I thought that was kind of clever, so I really got a kick out of that, and I hope it added to your laughs from this week's, again, joke portion of the program. Man, I love that intro, but I gotta make a new intro for the new season. So now we actually got through the list of the show. Starting to get the show down. I'm gonna nail this down. It's a one-man bandy type thing, but we make it happen every week. Which reminds me, we gotta get to this last little bit of chess. The chess part of the show, right? Okay, let's see if I can play a 1-minute game of live chess against a person in reality. Oh, oh, wrong one. Oh, I can't do that? What am I, in check or something? Oh, that's my own thing, right. I can't take my own piece. Okay. Alright, so this is really not turning out at all. There we go. That one. Bam. And there. I don't know what I'm doing. I got like 10 seconds. Roll, baby. He doesn't know what I'm doing either. Yeah, me too. Giddy up. Oh, that was that was a good game. Okay, so anyway, yeah, that was fun. That was great. I am so glad that you were able to join me as we get better a little bit each week on the chess portion of the program. You all are so fantastic. I wish I had more content. I wish I had more time. I can't wait till I can get some guests. We're going to get some guests on the show. It's going to be so cool. I'm going to have pinned comments. I'm going to have the chat bot running for the guests on the show. And I love you all for being so fantastic. I scared him. I really did, Dick. But, you know, next week, he didn't know what was going on. He probably thinks I'm an expert or something. But we'll figure it out. I don't know. We'll figure it out one of these days. And hopefully we'll figure it out by next week at 9 p.m. Eastern. You all are so fantastic. See you then.